When it comes to online party games, the Jackbox franchise is one that needs no introduction. Countless iconic minigames that have you outwitting your friends, outsmarting your friends, outclassing your friends, and making out?
What the?
And with how much I love the Jackbox franchise, I decided to start ranking each of the minigames, starting with Jackbox Party Packs 1 through 5. Then, down the line, I'll take a look at the other half, Party Pack 6 through 10. Or maybe Party Pack 11 too, when it gets released. We'll be looking at enjoyability, how well I think the game plays, and ultimately, how much I like it. With that said, let's get started. Everyone has that one Jackbox game they absolutely hate, and for me, it's Bidiots. While drawing games can be fun, I feel like the drawing aspect of this game is sidelined too much for this long, drawn-out auction segment, which in a full lobby of people can last for over 10 minutes. And by the end of the round, I don't even care who's won, I just want the game to be over. The most fun I had on Bidiots was seeing how much debt I could put myself in with the predatory loans.
Give me rent.
No! There's plenty of great Jackbox games with drawing, but Bidiots most certainly is not one of them. Word Spud, the unique Jackbox game that stands out for not having a host or a sense of direction. Essentially, players take turns being given random words, of which they have to add something onto the end to form another word. For example, the word pop. You could make popcorn, popsicle, pop gun, or pop dinosaur? What the fuck? Yeah, this game doesn't have any right or wrong answers. It's essentially a popularity contest, where you can pretty much just submit any old crap, and as long as someone else likes it, then yeah, the word is accepted. At the very least, could they not have included anonymous submissions so you can't essentially just pick who you want to win? And considering this game encourages you to not even play it properly, I think this mess of a game deserves to be second to last. Lie Swatter is the simplest Jackbox game to summarize. It's a true or false guessing game. Now, I'll admit, while the game itself is not fun, I am somewhat interested in some of the strange facts you can learn from this game, such as the inventor of the lie detector created Wonder Woman, Jackie Chan was once an opera singer, and penguins have been moving mad, shall we say. I really don't have much to say about Bomb Corp, and here's an opinion I could get a lot of backlash for. Bomb Corp is essentially just a discount, keep talking and nobody explodes. There, I said it. Okay, sure, Bomb Corp actually has a story, and the manual isn't overly complicated, but I still find it to be the inferior game, and as far as Jackbox sessions go, I'd rather be competing against my friends and making them laugh than playing these long, drawn-out co-op games together. This doesn't even feel like a Jackbox game. Of the two co-op Jackbox games on our list, I enjoy Zeeple more. Zeeple has you operating your device to fling your character at enemies, which, on paper, sounds fun. And visually, this is one of the best looking Jackbox games. But then you realize that Zeeple is ranked way down in 21. So go on, Crocko, what did they do so wrong? Well, despite Jackbox being a franchise you can play online, Zeeple doesn't quite fit that mold because of a little thing called latency. While Zeeple has you timing your flings to hit the monsters, you'll be at the mercy of stream delay. So what feels like a clear shot may be hindered by a couple seconds of latency from the Discord screen share. And obviously, playing this game via a live stream is outright impossible. Yeah, I know Jackbox is a real life experience just as much as an online one, but come on, I want to play this game online with my friends. At number 20, we have Earwax. Well, the game is called Earwax. This one may be especially subjective, but I do not find this party game funny in the slightest. First off, and my biggest reason for disliking this game, fart jokes. Either you love them or you hate them, and I hate them. And this game just leans far too much into toilet humor. The other problem I have with Earwax is sometimes you'll be given sound effects that don't even match up with the prompt at all. Not to mention, you can't even preview a sound effect before using it. There are some funny moments to be had with this one, but as mentioned before, Earwax is far too centered around toilet humor, which really doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. Drawful is alright. Unlike Bidiots, Drawful sticks to the drawing theme pretty well, as players each draw an oddly specific prompt. Then, it's a game of Fibbage, as players must write ideas on what the prompt could have been, followed by trying to find the real prompt among the web of lies. Hey, that sounds pretty fun. Why is this only at 19? 2 problems. 1. You only get 2 colors to work with, and 2, there's no eraser. Now, I looked into this, and the devs actually gave us a reasoning why, and I have to bring this back. First of all, it would take too long if everyone wanted to erase or start over with every mistake. My counter argument to this point is that there is a timer already to keep the pace moving, so this really wouldn't interfere with the pacing of the game at all. And second, it puts an unnecessary pressure on players to have a quality drawing. Does it though? I feel a lot more pressure having to fix a drawing I can't erase than making my drawing look good. That's my hot take anyway, but I believe Drawful should have had an eraser from the very start. Okay, so Civic Doodle is a fairly decent Jackbox game, but in my somewhat unpopular opinion, I have to ask, is this anyone's favorite drawing game from Jackbox? Alright, let's get to some positives. Firstly, I think the idea of building upon other people's drawings is a very clever one, and certainly holds a lot of replay value depending on the prompt you're given. One round you may have to draw a strange looking dog, the next you might be drawing an alien, and whoever does the best addition to the drawing will naturally receive the most votes. If you're someone who's exceptionally good at drawing, then this one will heavily lean in your favor, but all in all, I think Civic Doodle is fairly decent. So bracketeering is all about knowing your competition and writing answers they'd be likely to pick, or at least a somewhat logical answer to win over the majority. For example, if the question was, a movie that made you cry, you'd be likely to win over the most votes with Titanic. Or if the prompt was, people you would like to punch in the face, you might put, hey, wait a minute! It's not the most complicated Jackbox party game out there, but it does the trick. You Don't Know Jack takes multiple choice trivia questions and adds a fun spin to them, as Cookie Masterson asks his questions in rather ambiguous ways, attempting to trick you. I do like trivia games, but the main problem I have with this one is that it can often boil down to a simple guessing game. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what a hematologist is, Cookie. If I had to rank one game above the other, then obviously You Don't Know Jack 2 takes the highest spot for allowing up to 8 players to join, while the original only had a 4-player capacity.
Player 1, you think you're real funny, don't you? Me? You. I'm taking away $1,000.
Guesspionage is actually pretty fun. So in this trivial game, it's not necessarily about being right, but being generally right. Allow me to elucidate. So the question might be, what percentage of Crocko's viewers are subscribed? The person in the hot seat might answer 20%, and everyone else must decide if the answer is higher, lower, a lot higher, or a lot lower. And the answer is a lot lower. Only 10%? Let's see if we can get that little statistic fixed, shall we? I like the way this Jackbox game is presented. It's treated as though you've just hacked into a government database, hence the name. I love the theme they went for with this one. Tee K.O is where drawing games start to get good. The drawing aspect isn't sidelined, and you can actually erase your mistakes. And I really like the concept of putting art on a t-shirt. This is fine, not my favorite Jackbox game, but it's pretty okay. From this point on, the Jackbox games are all really fun to play, and Fakin It is a genuinely interesting concept I can't believe I've never played before. Everyone in the room is asked a question, except for one person who is asked a slightly different question. And then, everyone must perform an action, such as raising their hands or pointing up fingers, relating to said question. Somebody answering strangely? They could be the spy! But don't jump to conclusions too quickly now. Ask questions, point fingers, dig up dirt, and catch those spies. Seriously, I can't believe this Jackbox game went under my radar for so long. Okay, so maybe I've ranked this one higher than it should be, but there's just something weirdly fun about Monster Seeking Monster. Essentially, the way to win is by dating your friends through cheesy chat-up lines, and it's just so dumb, but it's funny at the same time. Humor aside, I like how each player is given a unique monster, which grants them special abilities, as not only do you get to date your friends, but you get to date your friends with strategy. And leading players will have their roles exposed too, so it's a really well-balanced game, all things considered. However, there are roles that I'm not a fan of, such as the robot role, which gives you a free win if the person finishes in last place. That's just too overpowered. That really should not be in this game. Create stupid problems, draw stupid solutions. Patently Stupid does a great job at keeping drawing fun the whole way through, with a great mix of drawing and presenting, as you must pitch your quirky inventions to the rest of the group. Unlike Bidiots, which feels like the game is on autopilot, Patently Stupid keeps presentations fun, and ultimately lets you draw whatever you want. I think Patently Stupid deserves a spot in the top 10 for the creative freedom that it gives you, and maybe because there's an eraser too. No, I'm not gonna get over that. Everything from this point onwards is S tier for me. Jackbox games I absolutely love. Split the Room is just so much fun to me, as you don't write something that everyone is going to vote for, but rather it's up to you to create a scenario so difficult to decide that you force everyone in the room to split their opinions. I guess the one nitpick I have with this game is I wish you could create your own scenarios rather than just filling in the blanks for another scenario the game gives you. But I can understand that this may impact the pacing, especially considering this is already a fairly lengthy game to begin with. And lastly, this Jackbox game has the best prize for winning out of any Jackbox game. The host licks you. I really need to start winning Split the Room more. Fibbage is an all-time classic, and the original is the only reason I can say Jackbox Party Pack 1 isn't a complete disaster. Though if you really want to play Fibbage, I recommend buying Jackbox Party Pack 2, as it has another amazing Jackbox game we haven't covered yet. Fibbage isn't about being the funny person in the lobby, but rather attempting to deceive your friends with plausible answers to strange questions. Let's see if you can get this one, dear viewer. What is a drunk ship? Is it A, a 1957 barman agreement, B, a group of cobblers, C, a U-shaped sea vessel, or D, velvet slippers? Well, the answer is B. If you got it right, congratulations. If you got it wrong, I fooled you! And I very much enjoyed writing this entry as much as I do writing fake Fibbage answers. I quite like how the game blocks you from submitting correct answers, as anyone who has seen the correct answers before would easily win the game every time. Survive the Internet has the potential to be one of the most offensive Jackbox games out there, as your job is to take a person's comment so far out of context and make them look outrageous. For example, the game might ask you about pizza ovens, and you might say, yeah, they cook nicely. But then your friend will take that quote and make you look like a monster.
Local orphanage catches fire. Orphans trapped.
They cook nicely.
What have I done?
So you should only proceed with this game if you are willing to embrace some unsavory humor. Survive the Internet is a genuinely funny game. Presentation wise, it looks amazing. I love the way you're playing inside of someone else's computer. That just looks so visually appealing. And the different round styles like the picture round add so much spice to an already intense game. Now hold on a minute, Crocko. You already talked about Fibbage. Why does Fibbage 3 rank 2 spots higher than the others? Well, a new game mode, Fibbage 3 Enough About You, where the questions are themed around you, and your friends must figure out which answer is the truth about you, while attempting to trick others at the same time. Now I love this game, and it's undeniably taking 5th place. But there's one huge part of this game that I strongly dislike, and that is the fact that in the main round, your prompt is predetermined for you. You can't pick a prompt, and you can't write your own. So if player 2 gets player 2's favorite concert they went to, but player 2 has never been to a concert, then the game falls flat, as they're either forced to lie or flat out say, I've never been to a concert. But both of those solutions aren't fun. Fibbage Enough About You really needs a selection system at the very least, where you get, say, 3 scenarios to choose from, so you're not forced into a question you can't answer. But other than that, I like it. And of course, Fibbage 3 has the original Fibbage game just like the other two have, so it automatically scores higher. On the off chance someone is watching this video for inspiration on which Jackbox Party Pack to get, my answer would be any pack with a Quiplash game in it. Sure, it's not my #1 pick, but Quiplash is a brilliant concept. You and another player get a prompt. You see who can produce the funniest answer. It's simple, yet it has so much replay value to it. My favorite part about Quiplash is this is a great way to warm up a crowd of people if you're looking for something to start up a live stream with, as come on, everyone loves Quiplash. Some people might not like drawing games, some people hate trivia games, but Quiplash, well, it's a safe choice. Who doesn't love Quiplash? My only wish is that there were 5 rounds instead of 3, because this is a game I don't want to end. Mad vs City will never be boring to me. It's a rap battle game that has you filling out lines either by writing the last word or completely writing out a line and dissing your opponent. You can be offensive, you can fight dirty, but ultimately it all depends on who everyone thought was the best rapper of the two. I do like how your opponent is randomized, but sometimes you can be given the exact same opponent again, which is a bit boring. But besides that, Mad vs City is an all-time classic. This is a Jackbox game I will never get tired of, and Mad vs City makes me laugh more than any other Jackbox game. Those of you who have played Jackbox with me before will know that I love Trivia Murder Party more than any other Jackbox game out there. I find the idea endlessly enjoyable, as even if I don't know the answer to a question, I get to play a minigame to fight for survival. It's not like You Don't Know Jack, where if I get it wrong, I feel bad. No, in this game, I feel motivated to try and save my damn life! Sure, some of the minigames are rigged to kill you, but that's somewhat fair, as there should be some sort of repercussion for answering incorrectly after all. And if you know the host of these games, he's not exactly a forgiving person. I really love the host. The way he tries to come across as creepy, but fails at doing so. And the finale is easily one of the most intense finals in any Jackbox game. Trivia may not be for you, but Trivia Murder Party is my absolute favorite.